I walk along the edge of the Zambezi River in Zimbabwe as early light spreads across the water, turning the slow current into moving bronze. The riverbank looks calm at first glance, wide and open, bordered by tall grass and low shrubs pressed flat by recent animal crossings. I move carefully, scanning the mud for tracks, aware that this stretch of river hides danger even when everything feels quiet. A sudden splash breaks the rhythm of the flowing water, sharp and out of place, pulling my focus downstream. I see a baby Impala fawn at the river's edge, impossibly small, its thin legs splayed awkwardly as it struggles against the current. The baby Impala fawn is partially submerged, water pushing against its chest and neck, its head lifting repeatedly as it fights to breathe. Its movements are frantic and uncoordinated, the signs of an animal too young to understand the power of the river it has fallen into. The muddy bank collapses slightly beneath the baby Impala fawn's hooves, preventing it from climbing out despite repeated attempts. The water churns near the fawn, no longer smooth, disturbed by a heavy shape moving just beneath the surface. A large crocodile becomes visible in fragments. Dark scales, ridged back, slow controlled motion, circling closer with deliberate precision. The baby Impala fawn thrashes again, swallowing water, its small body pushed sideways by the current as panic overtakes instinct. I stop breathing for a moment, fully aware that distance, water, and time are aligned against the baby Impala fawn. The crocodile shifts direction, angling its body toward the struggling fawn, reducing the space between them with terrifying efficiency. The baby Impala fawn lifts its head one more time, eyes wide, legs kicking weakly beneath the surface as the river pulls it deeper. I stand frozen on the bank, knowing that without immediate action, this moment will end beneath the water. I feel the margin for error vanish as the river pulls the baby Impala fawn farther from the bank with each uneven surge. The current presses against its small body, forcing its head under momentarily before it fights back to the surface for air. I watch the baby Impala fawn's movement slow, not from surrender, but from the draining weight of water and panic. The crocodile adjusts beneath the surface, its path no longer circling, now direct and efficient. The water around the fawn tightens into overlapping ripples, signaling proximity I can no longer ignore. I step closer to the edge, testing the mud, realizing that one mistake here could put both lives into the river. The baby Impala fawn gasps again, lungs working faster than its strength allows, legs paddling without progress. The crocodile's presence becomes heavier, the surface disturbed by controlled force rather than chance. I calculate distance, angle, and timing, knowing that the river favors the predator completely. The bank offers no natural hold, only slick earth that collapses under pressure. The baby Impala fawn drifts sideways, pulled into deeper water, its head barely staying above the surface now. The crocodile closes in unseen, the space between threat and victim shrinking to seconds. I understand that waiting will end only one way, and that intervention must happen before the river decides for us. I commit without hesitation, dropping low and driving a rescue pole forward into the river at a sharp angle. The pole cuts through the surface, creating sudden resistance between the baby Impala fawn and the current pulling it away. The baby Impala fawn collides gently against the pole, instinctively pressing its chest against the solid object while still breathing. I brace my weight into the mud, legs spread wide, using my body as an anchor against the force of the river. The crocodile surges beneath the surface, water swelling and rolling as it redirects toward the disturbance. I thrust the pole downward and outward, striking the water hard to create vibration and visual disruption. The crocodile veers off course, its approach breaking as the surface explodes into chaotic movement. I pull steadily, inch by inch, guiding the baby Impala fawn toward the collapsing bank without lifting it from the water. The baby Impala fawn kicks weakly but purposefully now, breathing fast yet responding to the change. Mud slides under my boots, but I hold position, refusing to give ground as the distance shortens. The crocodile resurfaces farther away, head angled off, attention shifting as momentum is lost. With one final pull, I draw the baby Impala fawn into shallow water, where its hooves touch mud again. The baby Impala fawn collapses onto the bank, soaked and trembling, chest rising and falling as it continues to breathe. I realize the danger is not over when the baby Impala fawn attempts to stand, and its legs buckle beneath its own weight. The muddy bank begins to give way again, cracking under the combined pressure of movement and water seepage. The baby Impala fawn slides a few inches back toward the river, hooves scrambling without strength or coordination. I move instantly, stepping forward to block the slope with my body, knowing one more slip would send it back into the current. The river surges louder at my feet, reminding me how quickly control can disappear here. The baby Impala fawn breathes hard, chest heaving, panic returning as the ground shifts beneath it. I drop lower, pressing one knee into firmer earth and using my weight to stabilize the collapsing edge. The river pulls at loose mud, trying to reclaim what it almost took. For a moment, balance hangs on a fragile line between resistance and surrender. I adjust my position carefully, redirecting the baby Impala fawn sideways instead of uphill, reducing the strain on its legs. The movement works, shifting its weight onto firmer ground away from the river's grip. The baby Impala fawn steadies, still trembling, but no longer sliding backward. In that instant, the threat finally releases its hold, and the river loses its claim. I step back slowly, giving the baby Impala fawn space while staying close enough to intervene if it falters again. The baby Impala fawn stands on firmer ground now, legs still shaking but holding, chest rising and falling in a calmer rhythm. Water drips from its coat into the mud, each breath deeper and more controlled than before. I watch as the baby Impala fawn turns its head, orienting itself away from the river and toward the open grassland. The Zambezi River continues to flow behind us, powerful but no longer in control of this moment. The baby Impala fawn takes a cautious step forward, then another, testing its balance with growing confidence. Its movements remain slow, but the panic is gone, replaced by instinct and recovery. I remain still, lowering my presence, making myself smaller and non-threatening. The baby Impala fawn pauses briefly, then continues moving, increasing the distance between itself and the water. Sunlight reflects off the wet grass ahead, marking a safe path away from danger. With each step, the baby Impala fawn regains strength, its breathing steady and unlabored now. I do not follow, knowing my role here is finished. The baby Impala fawn disappears into the tall grass, alive, free, and moving on its own.